Hey everyone, it's Mr. Dylan from NorthBay, and today I want to talk to you about how something tiny can have a really large impact. As the Dalai Lama says, if you ever thought you were too small to make a difference, try sleeping in a room with a mosquito. So how about mosquitoes? They're kind of annoying and irritating, but they have important niches as well. They're prey to some and predators to others. Yet they are also vectors, or an organism that brings a pathogen from one host to another, for a variety of diseases including malaria. And talking about small things having large impacts, the malaria parasite is only between 1 and 20 microns in diameter. That's 1/1,000,000th of a meter. In 2018, over 200 million people were impacted by this parasite, and over 400,000 deaths occurred. Most of these were in children and young mothers in developing countries such as in regions of Africa and Southeast Asia. Yet in some of these areas, specifically in parts of Africa, natural selection has been occurring for around 100,000 years, promoting genetic alterations that help these populations resist malaria. Natural selection is a process that causes organisms that are best adapted for their environment to survive, reproduce, and pass on their genes to their offspring. This in turn would allow the offspring to survive and procreate. In this way, the population can adapt to fill their own niches. In our example, a gene that would make a person resistant to malaria would be incredibly beneficial to the population. Sickle cell anemia is a genetic disorder that causes an abnormality in red blood cells. They appear sickle-shaped instead of disc-shaped. This causes chronic pain, fatigue, and even death when abnormal cells occur in high numbers. If a person has received just one copy of the sickle cell gene from their parents, they produce normal red blood cells and sickle-shaped red blood cells. The presence of these sickle cells makes the person resistant to the contraction of malaria. The gene that causes these sickle cells is advantageous in areas that have malaria as a common threat, because it allows these populations to survive, thrive, and pass on their genetic information to the next generation. The alleles that cause the sickle cell shape are found predominantly in populations from Africa and of African descent. And sickle cell anemia isn't the only example of how natural selection has impacted human populations. Other red blood cell disorders that create a resistance to malaria can be found in populations around the world where malaria is a common issue. So if you ever think that your actions are too small, think about how large of an impact a single gene that's only a couple hundred nanometers or billionths of a meter long can have on humans around the world. So my challenge for you is to take action. No matter the size, be a filter for your community and the world around you. I'm Mr. Dylan from NorthBay, and I hope that you have a great day.